Hello friend, this is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and today I want to answer some questions about a video I had titled, "The Purpose of the World's Media is to Conform You to the World." Because some people had questions about, well, why would it matter if you are watching the news and the media and the social media and all these forms of media and getting indoctrinated into fear, wouldn't that just affect your life only? And the simple answer is no. And if you read my book, Good Vibes, where I talk about vibration, and I go into great detail about how our whole universe and everything we live in and experience is vibrational, from the colors you see, which are frequencies, to the words you hear, which are frequencies. Everything in your life is a frequency, a vibrational pattern that you are experiencing. And this works for all humanity. You see, in the very beginning, when God created man in his image and likeness, he didn't give man dominion over the entire universe, but he did give man dominion over the earth. And it may be that our dominion expands into other planets in the future. And if God willing, that's a good thing, and it blesses people and it helps humanity and it makes the universe a better place, I'm all for that. But what we have going on in this planet is people who have dominion as a whole. There's billions of people, but as a whole, there's a group consciousness, so to speak, where we're all tapped into this universal quantum field, if you want to put it that way. We're all existing and operating on that. We're all at certain vibrational frequencies. And when it gets lowered by people such as the news media, getting you to fear, getting you to be worried, getting you to talk up negative events, recessions and inflation and whatever it may be that they're propagating at that particular point in time, it has that purpose in the world of bringing about the things they're talking about. They're not informing you. They're trying to get you to create the reality that they are talking about. This is why when you see something pops up all over social media and the news all of a sudden, and they're all pushing this one particular point really hard, you have to be really cognizant of the fact that they are trying to push an agenda to get people to fear in a certain way, to get people to be worried and anxious, to get people to be hateful. All that's fear anyway. Hate, worry, anxiety, all that stuff is fear-based. And there are studies in universities where they have computers all over the world that test essentially the global vibration of humanity. And when these things start getting really pushed, it lowers. There's this weirdness that occurs in their readings that can't be explained by chance. And not to get too deep into that, but that is what's going on. And you as one individual may think that you don't have a lot of power. The scripture says one can put 10,000 to flight. You have a lot of power. You can change a lot. And see, it's not just that 10,000. If you have an effect on a few people, you, by your actions, by your choices, by your high vibrational state, cause them to operate a little differently, hopefully for the better. And that affects other people as well. So you have the same effect. It's almost like a virus spreading, except it's a virus of goodness instead of the virus of fear that the world is propagating. And so there's a very real detrimental effect by the news and the media and all these things that social media, of course. And you have to understand, people will say, well, I'm not reading the news, but you're on social media listening to people who are indoctrinated by the news. So maybe you're listening to it secondhand, but you're still getting it. And that might even be worse, because some people take the fear the news produces and produce a 10-time effect where they're even worse and more panicked. And they're finding, oh, this is happening and there must be some secret effect going on here and they're going to kill us all, and just all this drama and nonsense and fear. You know, I had somebody telling me, well, they bought a bunch of body bags because they're planning on killing millions of people with some virus. But the thing is, I remember 20 years ago, under Bill Clinton, people saying the same thing. Well, they're buying guillotines, and they bought tens of millions of body bags, so they're getting ready to kill Christians. You have to understand, this fear and propaganda gets promoted over and over. Now, they don't care what you believe. They really don't. They do want you to believe a certain way, but as long as you're in fear, their job's done. And I know the individuals in the news media and social media and stuff, they're not purposely setting out their day and saying, oh, today I'm going to teach people to fear. But in the end result, that is what they're doing. Whether they know it, whether they're unknowing pawns for the kingdom of darkness, or whether they're doing it on purpose, doesn't matter. Because the end result's the same. But you don't have to partake of that end result. You can, by your faith, believe for the best. You can experience the best. It doesn't matter what's going on around you in the world. You can have the best life possible. You don't have to be wallowing around in the misery and failure and fear of the world. And if you will not, and if you rise above that, cast off all that worldly nonsense and the fear-based media that's out there, and start talking the good everywhere you go, you're going to create a better world than what is currently in existence. This is why I'm so adamant against the news and the media in general, because it is harming the world as a whole. It is creating a low vibrational state across the globe, everywhere people give heed to it. Some things that supposedly are going around in the world, being spread, don't get spread in areas where there's no news media, where no one's talking about it. Isn't that interesting? The problems and discord and drama and negativity of the world oftentimes isn't experienced where there's no media, where no one's giving heed to that stuff. Isn't that interesting? It's because that stuff causes a lower vibrational state. It causes you to believe for things you wouldn't believe for in the past. And then you start experiencing it because according to your faith it's done unto you. And whatsoever you believe, if you don't doubt in your heart, but you believe it, you'll have whatsoever you say. So start saying good things. Start talking about the goodness of God. Start talking about good things that are a blessing to the world and a blessing to other people, and edify your hearers. People should not leave your presence without feeling edified, without feeling better about life and about the world in general. I'm not telling you to feel good about the world as if what they're doing is good. I'm just saying feeling that there is a better day coming. Each and every day is getting better and better. At least for you. Other people can go and be in fear and listen to the news and tell other people about the news, and they can all commiserate together in their fear and anxiety and worry and sadness and patheticness. You don't have to do that. You can rise above that. You can know that this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. Be that overcomer. Talk the way an overcomer talks. Talk as if the oracles of God. Give yourself that high vibrational state of choosing each and every day to think only about the good. And don't let the world conform you to its low vibrational state. If you want to learn more about vibrations, get my book, Good Vibes. I go into great detail in that book. You'll learn so much in there that you never knew, and it'll be an absolute blessing for you. You can understand how these things work on an even deeper level. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.